And now to the star of one of this week's most buzzed about movies. Kate Winslet is in Steve Jobs, playing a woman who most people have not heard of until now.
Yeah, Kate plays Joanna Hoffman, an Apple marketing executive who was one of a very few people who stood up to the notoriously difficult Steve Jobs. Take a look.
You don't think you're having a bizarre overreaction to a 19-year-old girl allowing her mother to list her own house?
She could have tried.
She's supposed to stop her mother, that particular mother, from living.
She gave Cassandra her blessing to sell the house, and she did it to spite me.
I don't care if she put a pipe bomb in the water heater. You're going to fix it now.
She's been acting weird for months. She's turned on me.
Fix it.
What the?
Fix it, Steve.
Take it easy.
Fix it, or I quit. How about that? I quit and you never see me again. How about that?
Kate Winslet, good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
You're playing this real person, Joanna Hunter. I want to tell you, Hoffman, excuse me, and we found video of her from this time period. We wanted to roll it for you because you nailed
I've probably seen it. We trolled everything.
Yeah, let's roll it. Take a look.
What you say, reality distortion is reality distortion. It has motivational value, and that's fine. And I think it has a very strong point and a very important value.
You really captured something, I mean, everything about her, but that accent in particular, because it's actually such a light trace of an accent.
Well, yes, thank you. Thank you. It was, I have to say, I think it probably was the hardest accent that I've ever had to do, because she was born in Poland. Actually, the real Joanna moved to Armenia, went back to Poland. Some of her family was speaking Russian, came to America as a teenager. So there was a lot to sort of fit in. I had to be a little bit sort of forensic about the whole thing.
We said in the introduction she was one of the few people who could stand up to Steve Jobs in a room. Who was she exactly within Apple?
So within Apple, she was actually in reality only a part of Steve's working life for 5 years and remained friends with him for a lot longer. But she was head of marketing for the Macintosh, and she stuck around right until his time at Next. And she was one of, you know, there were some strong women in Steve's life, and actually she's more of a kind of composite character in many ways, representing several of those women, I would say. And yeah, she just wasn't afraid of him, you know, and she also respected him and admired him and had great affection for him. So their friendship, there's a lot of camaraderie and you know, they definitely kind of drove each other along, I think.
As we saw, you transform yourself for this role, and we see Joanna over time. In fact, I was watching with my husband, and he said, "That's Kate Winslet," but it was like halfway through the movie. I hear that you really fought for this part. You wanted in on this.
Well, I really did want in on it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, when you hear about a project like this one, which just sounded so extraordinary, you know, directed by Danny Boyle, written by Aaron Sorkin, with Michael Fassbender playing the lead, you know, I want to sign up for that gig. You know, I want to get them to send me that script. So I definitely threw my hat in the ring, I think, in a time-appropriate moment, and luckily it went my way.
You've heard some of the criticism of the movie, Kate. Steve Jobs' widow has said she doesn't want to see it, that she in fact tried to get the movie killed. Tim Cook, the head of Apple right now, said it's an unfair portrayal. What do you make of that criticism?
Well, you know, people obviously are going to react in very sensitive ways, especially if they have had something very specific to do with Steve's personal life. But to be honest, you know, I don't know that those people have seen the film. And all I would say, actually, and this is speaking from Joanna Hoffman herself, who sent me a lovely email when she'd seen it. She said it was really lovely to see the real Steve. And she's talking about the softer side of him that she got to experience as a friend, and the stiller sides of him that I do think the film really do reveal in ways that perhaps they haven't been seen before. And he's very much a man and a father in this story, as well as the perfectionist that he was. And you know, it's I'm very proud of the film, I have to say. I think it's a very, very honest portrayal of who he really was as a man.
We were all talking in the commercial. You just recently turned 40.
I did.
How are you liking the 40s, since we're all in the 40s club now?
It's wonderful. You know, I sort of feel like I've been preparing to be 40. I was kind of building up to that moment. I wanted to go rocketing to 40, and when I got to that day on Monday, I really did feel pretty triumphant and calm and happy. And yeah, it's a good place to be.
You made it across the finish line, as you said before.
I got there and I sort of felt like, oh my God, I did it. I'm there.
Well, Kate, it's great to see you. Thank you so very much. Steve Jobs from our sister company Universal Pictures opens in select theaters Friday.
Great to see you. Congratulations on the film.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.